Welcome to Burns White, Inside the Law. Your host, Ahsan Jafry, and with me today is my dear friend, my brother, the Chief Executive Officer for our law firm, Stuart O'Neal.
Thank you, Ahsan, for having me. It's an honor to be here. I appreciate you putting this together, you and Jen and Kyle. It's fantastic.
Yeah, Stuart is the brainchild behind this podcast, so all blame goes to him. If anyone has any issues, any comments or criticisms, straight to Stuart O'Neal. Just like everything else that happens. when you wear that crown, that's the way it goes here. Anywhere.
It's been an honor to be the CEO of Burns White. And I know we'll get to it, but I have to say, a shout out to everyone in the organization. It's been top to bottom. It's been fantastic.
Right, we're gonna add a little bit. Let's start as far as your background.
Sure.
Before you came to Burns White, how did you get here? Where were you? What were you doing?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go all the way back to
when I was 8. So I started off actually at a litigation shop in King of Prussia. I went to Villanova Law School, went to Dickinson College, undergrad, and I decided I wanted to be a litigator, and graduated Villanova, went to a small litigation shop, and then I actually went to work with Bill Mundy.
I know that guy.
At McKissick and Hoffman.
We're gonna have to get him on the podcast one of these days.
If you can find him, good luck. But Bill, first of all, was a great boss. He was doing nursing home litigation when nursing home litigation wasn't what it is today. In other words, they were viewed as moderate claims. Now they're multi-million-dollar corporate, claims. But he had the wherewithal. He did it really well, and he had all that knowledge from. We're talking 2001, 2002, where he was already ahead of the curve. So I was working with him on a variety of stuff. Then I got recruited out of McKissick and Hoffman, and I opened the Pennsylvania office of a Florida firm called McCumber Daniels. And I did that for 8 years. And they were actually following the Wilkes and McHughs. Wilkes and McHugh told McCumber Daniels, we're going to Pennsylvania. And so McCumber Daniels said, we'll open an office there. And I led that office for close to 8 years. We came up to about 14 attorneys, and then I would have lunch with Bill every once in a while, and finally he's just like, just come over here and get it over with.
Yeah.
And so that's how I came over here. I've been here for.
So you came to Burns White then, right?
Correct.
What year was
14 years. 2011.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So I've been here ever since, and it's been a great experience. It really has been.
Okay. And your background, other than CEO, you have a day job, right?
Correct.
What's your background as far as what type of?
So we do just about every type of professional liability claim, with an emphasis on defending hospitals, physicians, any type of catastrophic injury case, sexual assault cases. I know you were meeting with Ann at some point on the podcast, sexual assault cases. So she's been the brainchild behind that and has done a fantastic job. That's part of our team as well. And I just have to say, the people I've worked with on our team, some of them have been with me for 15, 16 years. Ann alone has been with me for 13 years. So we have just a fantastic team, and we operate as a result very seamlessly, and we can anticipate our next moves, which really is continuity. So that's kind of like my day job. There's 26 people on my team, give or take. So it's been fantastic. It really has been.
Yeah, you built quite a successful practice here at Burns White.
Thank you.
And so if you could just kind of elaborate, what it took, and I know you're going to say your team, but if you kind of just give us a little more insight as far as what it took to get to the point where you had this team of successful lawyers and people who work directly under you, who also, and I don't have to use the term under you, but with you, and also they have their own groups of attorneys working with that, right?
And so, then that's exactly right, and that's what we're seeing now. So I'll actually start today and work backwards, if you don't mind, because it goes right to one of your questions. We now have people on my team that are now having their own team within the team, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, definitely.
And that just shows The goal has always been to have folks have their own silos, their own books of business within the team. And I think Bill may operate the same way. I think you operate the same way. I want to see other people succeed. That to me is the best litmus test of how a team is functioning. If I have a Kate Senior or an Anne Frankel or a Courtney Barbecue saying, oh, all of a sudden I have this new client, we're building our own silo. I mean, that's a really good day for me. And that's a really good day for the team. And so you ask how the team got built over the years, how we got the clients, and it was good work. And it is a credit to the clients. It's a credit to people like all our paralegals, all our younger associates, Jen Kelly, our marketing folks, for helping us, synthesize all this stuff. I mean, it's been truly a team effort. But going to see these people has been a lot of an issue too.
Going to see, what do you mean?
Well, going like right now, we're planning the 2026 healthcare conference in Franklin, Tennessee.
Okay.
That's where.
Is that wearing the shirt?
That's right, the tape. But going to see people and interact with clients, that really changes a lot of things because you can look someone in the eye and say, what are really your needs? What are your fears? Like this litigation climate that we're in, tell us how you want us to deal with it in a different way. Or, so what works and what doesn't. And that really, helps as opposed to even a telephone call or an email, like sitting across from people really, really helps. And that's one of the reasons we're going to do that conference.
Just for the viewers, the T, that's more of a proud dad kind of shirt, right?
It's a completely.
Yeah. One of your kids goes to Tennessee.
University of Tennessee, my son.
Okay. Is your first year there?
First year.
Okay.
So he's going into his second year.
All right. Nice. Awesome. How many kids you have?
I have two. I have two, Molly and Owen.
All right.
So
you got to make them proud of this podcast.
Yeah, absolutely.
You got to make them that's the audience want to impress.
They'll get a kick out of it. For sure.
And your wife too.
That's right. That's right.
She probably won't get much of a kick out of it. Okay.
Well, we'll figure it
out. Okay. Another personal question that
Sure.
I wanted to ask you that comes up quite a bit. Who's Ty?
Okay. So I knew this would come up. So it's a story I'll put together very quickly. So my formal name is Stuart Turville, Turvilla O'Neal III. And trust me,
that's an impressive name.
No,
that is an impressive name.
We are not royalty. Trust me, okay. But my father we're originally from South Carolina, a place called Ocracoke Island. So you spell my name Oneal. It's not like that everywhere. So, but if you go down to South Carolina and Ocracoke Island, everyone spells their last name O'Neal the way I do. And so when I was actually being born at Abington Memorial Hospital, my two grandmothers were watching the Wide World Sports in the waiting room. I don't know if you remember that show.
Yeah, I remember that show. I do remember that show.
And this is
HP's Wide World Sports.
So the gentlemen, they were just talking with each other and saying, we don't want another Stuart in the family. There's already two. That's enough. These two are enough already. We want this kid to have a chance. Let's give him a separate name. And so the guy, they're watching the show, and the guy that won the decathlon on the Wide World Sports was a gentleman from Kenya named Ty, Tye.
Okay.
And they looked at each other and said, that's a pretty good nickname. Let's give it to this kid.
Right.
So my name was Ty. I'm named after a decathlon runner from Kenya.
Which is why you run decathlons.
Yearly. But
we saw the tennis. We're gonna put that. We saw the nice getup you had.
What a great event that was.
Yeah.
But Ty stuck with me. So my mother and my father never called me Stuart ever. So it was always Ty.
Until you came here and then you Stuart, right?
Now, because it's all
but all your friends call you Ty too.
Correct.
Right? So it gets confusing sometimes when people in your personal life are like.
Tell me about it. But it's good. I can have multiple IDs.
Hey, it works. And your picture on the we're gonna put that up too.
That's 35 years old.
Yeah, we'll put that with like that. That's Ty. It's your alter ego.
That's too funny.
Yeah.
So that's how that came to be.
So getting back to Burnsway,
Yeah.
at some point, you kind of took a path towards leadership within the firm,
Mm-hmm.
beyond just your practice group.
Mm-hmm.
let's talk about that a little bit. Like, what motivated you? And I know before you got the CEO, you didn't just become CEO like in one day. Like, there was a path that you kind of went on the executive committee, different services required of the firm, and just kind of walk us through that.
Sure. And so the EC, the executive committee, had a large hand in that. Seeing how things were run, I think there was 7 people on the EC, 7 or 8. Back then, I mean, when I first got on it, I think was probably 7 years ago, Ahsan. I think there was 5 of us, and within that experience, you really see how the firm is run and how things are delegated down. And I had in my head that if a situation presented itself where I was able to run for CEO, I think that would be a very, very great challenge to have. To work with people, to effectuate ideas, marketing strategies, litigation strategies on, how to approach things, how to approach talent and retain talent. It would be something that I would like to explore. And that kind of started in the EC realm more than anything else. And just talking with some people, I got a little shove, which was great.
Other people shoving you?
a little bit, but I shoved myself.
Right, that's good. Right. No, I tell you, it made my day when I heard you were considering it.
Thank you.
It's a real blessing for the firm.
No, it's been a very humbling experience for me because, I really appreciate all the effort that people have put forward, and I really mean this. I mean, it's been a real pleasure for me to see people step up, because I really believe in giving people opportunity. But that's why we're all here. I mean, we're part of a living, breathing organization, and to give people that opportunity to say, I want to make a mark. Everyone wants to make a mark. Everyone wants an opportunity. And when I have meetings with department heads or with Jen or with Amy, I mean, it is full reign. It's whatever you guys want to do. We talk about stuff.
And Jen Kelly.
Jen Kelly from marketing.
And Amy Reese is
she's in HR/operations.
My meetings with her are usually like, she's like, oh God, why are you calling me again?
Ahsan again. But even within my team as well, I mean, these folks do a great job. They do a great job. And we've seen the organization grow in a lot of ways over the last 3 or 4 months because of that. Not because of me. It's because other people are doing such a great job.
Okay. All right. Let's move on to some trivia questions.
All right.
You don't mind?
Not mind at all.
Okay. All right. So on the same theme of CEO, I'm going to ask some terms.
Okay.
Which a CEO probably should know. And we'll see how you do with it.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
Yeah. The first term. The value, basically I'm going to read the definition, you tell me what.
Okay. I'll do my best.
If you know.
Yeah.
The value of your brand in the marketplace.
I would say something along the lines of brand equity, something like that, where you have ownership of your brand.
Brand equity.
Okay, yeah. And so, that's something that we've really taken ownership of. Creating a brand, creating the Burns White brand in different locations now, which we have seen. North Jersey is one. You've seen that.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. And we'll talk about if we have time. I mean, I think Lori Lewis has done a great job up there with that tennis event. And we had 50 people there. It's the BW brand in New Jersey now.
Yeah, if you had to describe the Burns White brand in a nutshell, as a CEO, how would you describe the brand?
We're professional, but very, very aggressive in what we do, very precise. When people see our names on the other side of the ledger, representing the defendant, they know what's coming. And we get that compliment a lot from judges and plaintiffs' attorneys and defense counsel, and it's something that we take very, very, very seriously. And likewise, we have the same respect for them as well. And at the end of the day, a lot of these people, a lot of my teammates are people I want to have a beer with, honestly. I mean, so there's really no jerk factor here at all.
We don't tolerate that here, right?
It is not tolerated at all. So
we had a few come through.
They come and go.
Yeah, they come and go.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
Which is fine.
Yeah.
So.
And the answer was brand equity, by the way.
It wasn't really?
Yeah, it was brand equity, yeah.
Just a guess.
Yeah, sure. How well you keep employees over time.
kind of like a succession plan, continuity, things along those lines.
Close.
What we got?
Retention rate?
Oh, yeah. I should have known that one.
Right.
Look, especially in today's day and age, it is difficult. I mean, I talked to other firm leaders quite a bit as part of my due diligence, and everyone has the same challenges, and so I think we do as an organization the best that we can to retain people, because I think it's really important. And by the way, I like a lot of the people that we work with. It's a big deal when someone leaves. We don't like to see that. So we do the best we can to try and retain as many, but that's very important.
And so in this marketplace, in the legal marketplace, it's a buzzword nowadays, I guess, right?
You and I talk about it. I mean, we probably talked about it last week.
Yeah, or this morning. Okay.
It's true.
Yeah.
And so it's top of mind, and it's something we're always gonna, be dealing with.
And a lot of it is recognizing what's important to attorneys today and adjusting to that, right?
Okay.
Instead of trying to having them adjust to, how law firms were run 15, 20, 30 years ago. Those times are different.
It's a lot different, and the way they're run is very different. We're trying to synthesize those two worlds.
Okay.
I think we're making progress.
Okay. Another very important CEO related question.
We'll see if I know it.
What is Taylor Swift's lucky number?
13.
And I asked that.
I knew that.
Yeah, I know that because I know that you are a Swiftie. So
I'm a Swiftie. As soon as I took my daughter Molly to the Taylor Swift concert in Pittsburgh, I didn't really know much of her. Taylor Swift.
Oh, really? Okay.
I've heard her on the radio, this, that, and the other, but I will tell you, this one got up on the stage and said, "I'm about to play music for 3.5 hours, and I want you to play along with me." And she never took one break, and I've never seen a crowd really like sing along and know every single word of every song. I was amazed. So I'm a fan. I mean, I'm a Swiftie.
Have you gotten some of those lyrics down yourself?
No.
No?
I know, look, some of them, but I don't know, like, the way my daughter
Right, of
knew
course.
them or anything like that.
Yeah.
I know some songs, I've heard them.
Okay.
Look, I had a little Taylor Swift, I looked her up on Sirius, and after the concert, I enjoyed some of her songs.
Right.
So.
Good for you.
Yeah. I'm not ashamed to say.
All right, back to the questions.
Let's do it.
What sets a company apart?
God. There's so many different things.
Yeah.
I mean, it starts from the bottom up. I don't know if I have a term for it, but it goes to brand again. I think brand recognition.
Okay. That's right,
Yeah.
brand recognition.
Oh, is that
right? Yeah.
So I mean, it's a theme. I probably say brand 30 times a day.
Yeah.
Because that's all we're trying to do. When I was up with Lori last Thursday, I mean, it was brand this, brand that, brand this.
Right.
We had the Burns White sign hanging from the clubhouse at the tennis club.
Yeah.
So, it is all about.
If somebody asked you if you had to and I know one thing I've known as Burns White in years here is a lot of the partners that are involved in running practice groups and are heavily involved in building the firm. We all fit a certain mold. How would you describe that mold?
That's a really good question. Outgoing, wanting people to succeed, wanting to do right by clients, tireless workers, balancing a personal life and a family life on top of it. I mean, just kind of like someone who does it all. And I will tell you, I am amazed by some of my partners, the ones I work with on a day-to-day basis, that balance all of it. I personally don't know how they do it, but I am in awe about how they do it. You have people like Courtney and Ann. You'll talk to her at some point.
Sure,
I mean, they're balancing no less than 15 things at one time. So.
One thing that's happened with you as a CEO, and just the firm in general the last few years, is the increase in diversity, especially in the equity member level.
Right. Very well earned. I mean, it didn't take any type of initiative or anything like. These are people that should be in the room, earn their way into the room, Not only just by, traditional metrics of initiation, things like that, but by leadership and by setting examples. I can name a couple people that we have pure leaders in that room. And that's something we shifted to a little bit rather than the traditional metric of, hey, you need X amount of business to get in the room. Now we diversified our criteria a little bit to say, well, let's take some other things into consideration as well. And I will tell you that interacting with some of the newer equity members, those perspectives have really reaped some dividends. Just the different perspective, maybe we approach it this way, and they've taken that leadership role and opportunity to move forward, to their credit.
And what I've noticed that separates Burns White from other law firms is the transparency in the process.
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of transparency. There's you can really tell where you stand, and I guess you probably agree with that, right? Compared to other firms, it's like other firms, it's very opaque as far as what it takes to get in the room or to see the firm.
And I've been at firms like that, and you just feel like you're always in the dark.
Yes, right.
And I will tell you that we have associates committee here, we have a non-equity partner committee here, and I get feedback from those. Like, we sit down and as a, whether it be an equity partnership or as an EC, and sit down and really address those questions, not indirectly, like not, hey, let's give a word salad here and that will appease the answer. It's how can we directly answer this question so they feel like they're being heard. And when you get buy-in from all those committees as well, saying, hey, we feel part of the process, then everything kind of gels a little bit better.
One thing that I've learned from personal experience is a conversation with you to be careful about, because it might end up in the Burns White, one of your Burns White update emails, right? It's like those, they come out every week, and everybody loves seeing them, but they get an update as far as what's going on. And I've seen my name in there a couple times. I'm like, oh, that's
in a good way.
Right, it's a good way. No, it's great. It's great.
Look, those emails came about because we want everyone to feel like they have skin in the game, and from the assistants to everyone in the whole, that email update that I do on a weekly basis goes to every single person in the organization, because this is an organization made up of people. And to the extent people know exactly what's going on, that's where we want it to be.
Okay. Last question, and then we'll wrap it up.
You got it, man.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Another definition: shared values and behaviors in the workplace.
Oh man, you're gonna get me on that. It should have to do with culture, something along those lines.
Right. Organizational culture.
Right. So from the minute I took the CEO reins, so to speak, and didn't take, but it was, luckily I was voted in. It was a great honor, but this is all about culture at the end of the day. It begins and ends with culture. But the people that we have here, the manner in which we conduct ourselves, and the manner in which we interact with each other is all about culture. And if you don't have a good culture, you're not gonna have a good end product, and you're not gonna have a good marketing scheme, and you're not gonna have a good experience for your coworkers. And so from 1/1/2025, we wanted to make sure the culture was something that was acceptable to us. And we've had challenges in the past, just like every other organization. And those are changes that we were not gonna stick with anymore.
All right, and just to wrap it up, now that you're the CEO, what are you hoping to see as far as the future of Burns White?
Younger leaders stepping up. That's number one. I want younger people to have an opportunity to lead. To sit where I'm sitting right now.
Well, you're a pretty young guy.
I'm 51. It looks like I'm 85. 51 years of age. But to have younger stakeholders have a leadership role. I want us to expand responsibly, because I think we have so much talent that we should be in other spots. We're trying New York City. We're trying Maryland. We're just getting started in Florida. We have organizations wanting to give us more work because we're talented, and we want to be able to go to other locations and service those clients as well. We've been asked to go to different locations. What better honor, is that? So I want to be a very successful Mid-Atlantic firm, and really just be known for our litigation prowess, trying cases. That's what we want to be doing. We need to diversify a little bit in what we do, maybe some transactional stuff down the line, but that's what we really want to do. So
Growth is the name of the game.
it really is. If you're not growing,
In a
you're
responsible way. In a
Absolutely.
way that keeps everybody, the organization culture intact, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
All right, Stuart, thank you so much for your time, or Ty, or
Whatever you want to call it. Thanks,
It's a great conversation. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate you doing this.
All right, thanks a lot. Well, we'll see. We'll see how the comments come back. You know,
All
they
right.
might pull the plug on me. But right now, we're okay. The information contained in this podcast is considered an outline intended to be supplemented by an attorney. The information is not legal advice and should not be considered as such. Thank you for joining us. If you have any questions or comments regarding this episode, feel free to email us at podcast@burnswhite.com.